Hi, thank you for joining me, Wendy Anderson, justbe.me. So in this video, I want to talk about the esophagus. So symptoms of the esophagus, if you're having symptoms, is acid reflux, difficulty swallowing and chest pain. Some acid reflux can be a side effect of certain medications as well, unfortunately. So knowing the training of thought behind any irritation in the esophagus can help ease some side effects from medications as well. So a little affirmation I'll start with for the esophagus. So the esophagus is the tube that goes from the pharynx to the stomach that carries the food. So affirmation: I accept to let go of any bitterness and to see each experience in my life as an opportunity to grow, so that the joys of life will nourish me. I accept to be a pioneer, a leader. I am engaged in action. I seek new opportunities for flourishing. By forgiving any act or word that injured me, I release these dark clouds that floated above my head and prevented me from moving forward. I open myself to the lessons that life will show me, and I thus gain greater freedom and inner peace. So the esophagus. So esophagus is difficulty in swallowing emotions and ideas. And it's not allowing new experiences in. So we are in the process of change at the moment, the great big shift, the whole of humanity. Nobody's kind of like escaping from it. We're all in it. So scientific evidence of this is a human frequency that has been the same since year blob. And the past 2 years, it's been going up and down, and even a few days kind of completely went to zero. So even the human frequency is changing. So it stands to reason that even in human beings, which everything is energy, then there has the potentials of our frequencies changing also. So as our frequencies raise, it means that certain emotions are no longer required for the change or for the journey that we are heading into. So hence kind of we are purging a lot of old emotions that we've carried for a long time. We're unpacking basically. So the esophagus is really important to come up at the moment, because if your esophagus is unbalanced and irritated, you will be feeling fear and anger within it. So any fear in the body is going to come up as a symptom, because it's telling you at a conscious level, this is how you're feeling, and it's not going to serve you in this life. It's going to keep you in a freeze, flight or fight response. So this is allergic response as well. So an allergic response is not a good idea in the body, because it will present itself in vascular constriction, so blood pressure. You won't be able to move vitamins and minerals around the body for healing, and you'll just feel generally lethargic, under the weather, tired and not yourself. So we need that beautiful energy to bring to experience fantastic and fun experiences in our life. So the esophagus is coming up when it's highlighting the inner irritation over something or someone. But what we'll tend to do if the esophagus is fearful and angry is you'll swallow it down, you'll become passive, you'll do nothing to change anything, you'll do nothing to change your experiences. And when we do nothing, this can actually lead to a complete obstruction in the esophagus as well. So it does have the potentials of the formation of cancer cells perhaps. So knowing the training of thought behind this could be a really good preventative measure. So anything that we manifest, and we do manifest the symptoms, I know that can be really controversial for some people, that they don't, it's really hard to take responsibility for what's going on in our experiences. But the good news is about that, and the hope behind it is that whatever we manifest, we're manifesting it. So we do have the potentials to unmanifest it. We're limitless beings, so we do have those potentials. Anything is possible. So many things won't suit you, but you will just be passive. And you will literally pass anything to avoid a confrontation with another person. So your emotions will literally paralyze you, and you will not enter into any confrontation, even though whatever the situation is or the person is irritating you so much that you're actually feeling anger and even hate towards the situation or the other person. So whenever we are feeling these low vibrational energies, you're gonna get some, you're gonna feel it. So there's some beautiful experiments around at the moment, where children are actually beautifully kind of highlighting this, as a lot of scientists have highlighted this as well, where you will say low vibrational words to say an apple that's been cut in half in a sandwich bag, and it will rot quickly. Say some high vibrational beautiful words to it, like love, joy, happiness, peace, and that half of apple will not rot as quick as the other slice of the apple. So there's some beautiful, you can go on YouTube, you can watch all these experiments that people are doing and some children are doing, which is amazing. So they are already on to this, to this reality. So it's important, our feelings that we hold at a subconscious level, it's important because they can cause, fear always causes symptoms in the body. Love basically helps reduce any symptoms in the body. So avoiding confrontations with other people and just basically swallowing these experiences that are not suiting you, what you're actually doing is giving all your power and energy away to the situation or the other person. And what your body is trying to actually let you know is that you have no love for it, no respect for it. You are completely dissing it, basically, at a subconscious level. So this is all subconscious, you're completely not aware of it. So bring it into the consciousness, so to test your esophagus even. So if you think, well, I'm not sure, even though I have had some symptoms mentioned, I'm still not sure if my esophagus is okay. So you can test it. So you can test, am I feeling fear in my esophagus? So it will go straight through. If there's no fear in the esophagus, it will stay quite strong if you do have fear in the esophagus. Am I feeling anger in my esophagus? So it will be, it will hold if it's yes, it will go straight through if it's no. And you can even ask, is my esophagus balanced? Yeah, it's nice and balanced. If it's a no, it will go straight through. So, you know, you can communicate with your own body as well, and you can have feedback exactly where your body is at. So I force myself and to swallow and accept them as part of me, but I know deep down I don't want them. So this is experiences or people that you're just basically accepting it. So you are basically giving all your power away. You don't recognize the power that you have within you to make changes, to change your own life. It's just fear is preventing you. So the reason why you may not want to speak up and you're swallowing it down is there will be a fear of losing the love of a loved one. There'll be fear of losing acceptance if it's a work environment or an external environment. You'll be worried about not being accepted. You may be worried about your sense of safety. You may be worried about getting into trouble or people judging you. So one way to overcome it is love the absolute heck out of yourself. You know, really have a good inner dialogue with yourself. I'm amazing, I'm loved, I'm peaceful, I'm joyous, I am my creative being, it is safe to stand within my power. All affirmations can have a real energetic impact on the body. So what you're subconsciously kind of commanding your cells and your body to do is you're in an energy of disrespect for yourself, and you're putting the power on external authorities and to everybody else by you. Your lack of love for yourself. So basically when we stand in a fulfillment of love for ourselves, doesn't matter if you offend anyone, it doesn't matter If you say, do you know what, that situation doesn't agree with me, I don't like it, I'll walk away from it, I'm choosing something new, I'm a creative being. That is love for yourself, true love for yourself. So then that eradicates any fear or hatred, unfortunately, yes, hatred that you may be carrying in the esophagus. So love is a top trump card. It trumps absolutely every single low vibrational energy and emotion. So it's really being aware of what your body is doing. It's really being aware of what you are commanding your body to do. And you are the creative being, so you are commanding it, you are manifesting it. Very controversial. So I may swallow the wrong way because I fear outside authority, or because the pill just won't pass. So there's something that just isn't agreeable to you, but yet you're still swallowing it. You're still passively taking it. I shut my trap, basically, is kind of like what you are instructing your body to do. I shut my trap. My words are worthless, is, you know, that's not the instruction that you want to give yourself. That's not an emotion of love. I have the impression that I depend on someone else to put bread on the table. So people that I've come across that have had esophagus issues, and it does tend to be mostly men rather than women that I see. Anyone statistically kind of like if anyone's got statistics on this, be great to actually to hear. So the men that normally have these issues with the esophagus, they may be completely they be living in kind of like a limp energy, a passive energy and a passive attitude. So whatever job they are in at the moment, you know, they will not be enjoying it, they'll be hating it, and they may even just be going because the spouse is basically saying, well, you need to do something for cash, you need to do something for money, you know, I can't keep us both. And, you know, so there will be some guilt around that as well. So if you don't like your job, quit it. You know, if there is an income from your spouse, then don't be too proud to enjoy that for a while until you find something that you love doing, job-wise, career-wise, work-wise, and it could be something completely different to what you've already done before. So the thing about jobs that is coming up for the future is they are just merely vehicles. So you'll see lots of people changing jobs and shuffling in the future. They'll get into, shall we say, describe it as one vehicle, and if that comes to a point where it's no longer serving someone, they'll literally get out of the vehicle and then find another one. And the fearlessness comes when you literally get out of that vehicle, the old one, into the new one. So it literally is, right, putting down everything that I once knew in the past. I'm going into kind of like no man's land, a leap of faith, which is a pioneer. You are pioneers. So anyone that's got the esophagus coming up, you are a pioneer. And you will be fearing just at the moment the blank chalkboard, the blank canvas of your creation. So it's just having that leap of faith until another vehicle comes on, or so you find another vehicle. Just take that leap of faith, and you know what, if that next vehicle doesn't suit you, get out, get another one. It's fearlessly living, it's fearlessly keep walking forward, it's fearlessly keep taking those baby steps in life, but you have to just let go of the side of the baby pool, and swim a little bit. If that doesn't like it, yeah, you can take a breath on the side again, it's fine. There's no one judging you, only yourself. So whatever you are going through right now, if you've got anger and hatred going on, and we've all had some somewhere, so please don't judge it, because from whatever we create in consciousness, we learn to alchemize it into something that we want. So if we've got anger somewhere in our body, we create forgiveness. So we create forgiveness in whatever it is that is irritating you, whether it's an external authority, whether it's a family member, whether it's It could even be yourself. So we create forgiveness in that. A little bit of hatred, you know what? We create love from it. We create love. So basically, the esophagus is just a prompt to love yourself more in order to you to speak up with bravery and courage. And it will be the last thing that you want to do right now is to just talk about either your experiences or your dreams or whatever it is for you that you want to talk about, because somebody else or a spouse or somebody else or external authority is kind of like really saying you ought to do this, you ought to do that, but your heart is going, I don't want to do anything that you're telling me to do. And it's really getting that vocality up through the esophagus and out and saying, this is what I want to do, because this is love for me I have for myself. This is what I want to do. So that brings in the change, that creates courage, that creates love for yourself. I am too attached to the past. So yes, you will have been through experiences in this life or another subsequent life where you may have spoken up and it may have cost your life, or you may have had your tongue cut off. I mean, you know, that we've lived through, you've got to appreciate we've lived through some barbaric times. And when you do timeline therapies, some of these traumas can come up into the present now as well, into this life. So it's not uncommon for people to have trauma on a timeline where something has happened to the tongue, which prevents somebody from, in this life, in this now, speaking their truth, saying, you know what, I don't want your slavery anymore. I'm done with it. You know what? I want my freedom. So this will prevent you right now from speaking up and creating your freedom in your experiences in your life. So that's how past experiences can come up in the now moment, which is fascinating. So it happens when I experience a situation from which I see no way out. So the esophagus will, or esophagitis, anything ending in itis, is anger in that part of the body. No way out. We have a choice in every single situation. It's just that probably what you need to do probably just seems so scary that you just think, I just can't do it. So you're in a freeze standpoint. So it's literally whatever it is that you think, I just cannot do it. That's actually the thing that you need to be doing right now, unfortunately. So it's be brave, find that courage. So to live through some of the traumas that you have lived through and experienced, you've been courageous. You are courageous now. You are a courageous pioneer. Speak up for whatever it is you want to create in your life. Speak up for your freedom. You deserve it. Everybody deserves freedom. And it is a basic given right to be free in yourself, in your own inner authority. I tell myself there is no way I could ever find hope again. Please have hope. Please have hope. You can change this. You can do this. You've got this. You've really got this. So the esophagus is the passageway from the mouth. So the mouth is the entry of new ideas to my stomach, where I must digest them. So if the esophagus is out, there is a chance that your digestive system may be out as well. So when the digestive system is out, it is prompting you to, everything is made in neutrality. So your digestive system is saying you're just looking at things in a little bit of a negative light. You are creating negativity in your experience. Just try to hold on to a little bit more positivity, please, is what the digestive system is saying. Your inner self will always say you're safe, no matter what. No matter what experience, you are a sovereign, limitless, infinite being, and your inner guide knows this. You know this internally, at your heart level, in your DNA level, and it will tell you you're safe. No matter what, you are safe. So clear any timelines where anybody has made you feel unsafe for speaking up. Clear them all. Send that forgiveness to that timeline, to you and to that other person. It could be when you were a child. Give yourself a great big hug to that inner child. Forgive that child, forgive the other person for where they reacted to you. They didn't know what they did either. Send forgiveness and clear it, and now you know that you are safe on this timeline and any other future timeline to speak your truth from the heart. So the lower part of the esophagus refers to desire to take and swallow everything and waste nothing, bite off more than I can chew. I'm afraid someone will steal something that belongs to me. At the same time, I have difficulty in really enjoying what I do have. So what you have, you'll be wanting to keep it all to yourself, but at the same time, you're not fully enjoying it. So a law of the universe is to receive, give thanks, just be. So when we are in receiving, when we receive something, give a little bit away, because it then holds an energy of a return coming back to you. So you're receiving, I'll give a little bit away, then you receive, I'll give a little bit away, then I receive, give a little bit away. So wherever we kind of like hoard things, it's putting us in an energy of lack. And it's the energy of, well, I have nothing. So basically it means that you will not be in a receiving mode. So it's to let something go, to let a little bit of whatever you have go in order to then receive. So whether that's energy, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's a gift, anything, give a little bit back in order to receive. Love even. And receiving mode for yourself. So if you're feeling kind of like it in heart space at the moment as well, so you're feeling a heavy heart, basically your heart is telling you you're lacking love at the moment. You need to generate and create love for yourself. So how to do that in a physical and practical and mental way is, one way is blessing yourself. Tell yourself you're amazing, fantastic, wise, beautiful, handsome, courageous, peaceful, joyous, happy, all those really high vibrational things. Tell yourself that on a daily basis. This actually clears out pathogens, toxins, and also raises your vibration as well. So that is one practical way of doing it. And when you are standing in fulfillment love for yourself, so what? You can say anything to somebody else. They may not like it, so what? You still love yourself. Somebody may not like what you do, so what? You still love yourself. Somebody may not like what you say, so what? You love yourself. And that's the energy with which you want to create, and that you are not creating at the moment if the esophagus is out. So if the upper part of the esophagus is unhappy, it's a situation that I refuse to swallow, even if I'm forced to. Something or someone is going down my throat the wrong way. I'm not liking it. I'm not enjoying the experience. So you can test your esophagus as well, and you can just say, is the problem in my upper part of the esophagus? So obviously it's a no for me because my esophagus is fine, so it'll go no. If it's a yes, it will stay nice and strong. And you can test are there low vibrational energies in the upper part of my esophagus? This is when you're holding on to things, and you can test that as well. So if it's a yes, it will stay nice and strong. If it's a no, it will go straight through. So this is a really good way of really getting feedback from your body, really kind of getting in touch with what your body is doing, because then it gets in touch with what your mind is doing, what your emotions are doing at a subconscious level. So if you are aware of what you are, where you are at in a subconscious level, it means that you can then command on a conscious level of your own body, your own cells, and your own experiences in life. So then this is really coming into being the sovereign creator being that we are walking forward into. So I will leave this with you. It was quite a long one. The esophagus has got a lot going on around it right now, and I can see where it's completely relevant right now. So if there's anything that you are unhappy with in relationships, work-wise, external experiences, anything that you were unhappy with, be brave. You will still be loved by the universe, by yourself, by your whole entourage. You are still loved. Speak up. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like what you've got to say. Their problem, not yours. You are responsible for you only. You are not responsible for the way another person reacts. So I will leave this with you. Love you all. Have an amazing day, and I will see you next time in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.